Here are some shots from various productions. This first shot is a straight track in on a 50mm lens, as well as the next shot, which was also done on a 50mm lens. It's an angled move about 45 degrees and it was shot at 33 frames per second. Here the skater is actually pushing the ball into the hole. Again, it's a straight track and it was done in almost no prep time. As you can see here, the skater is so lightweight that you can do extreme accelerations and decelerations, which is obvious in this shot here at 150 frames. That would be tricky to do with any other dolly equipment. So it's pretty obvious the skater makes a lot of sense for tabletop and food photography. Here are some work samples showing work on location. So in this shot the skater is simply running on a board which was leveled with wedges, while in this sample the axis was very limited as the scene is happening on a roof. So it helped a lot not to bring up a standard sized dolly. In this shot here, the actor is looking for a hidden bomb in the air conditioning system. It was very limited space for doing this track into his face, and again it was done in almost no time with no additional rigging. The biggest power of the skater probably lies in its capability of doing all sorts of circular and curved moves. To do this, you just have to align all axes to one center of rotation. We use this basket here. Let me show you how this works. So you change the wheel angle and open up the brake, and there you make a nice curved move around this basket. And again you see nice accelerations and decelerations. This looks like a straight track, but it's not. It's actually a slight curved move, and it's rotating around the far corner of the CD player. And again, this is also a curved move. It was shot in reverse, as you can see here in the making of shot. The performance of the skater highly depends on a precise lineup of each wheel, and we strongly suggest not to simply guess the values, because that's kind of tricky. There are very easy ways of aligning three wheels. There's one thing you should know: there's a little reference mark in front of the skater with a little triangle, and all measurements refer to this one point. So if you want to do a rotation around this basket, the only thing you need to know is the distance from the basket to the reference mark, and that would be 50 centimeters. And then there is this little table which is very easy to use. It has two sides, one in yellow for centimeters and the other one in orange for inch. It has various lines, and the first number is the distance from the reference mark to your center of rotation. And then you get three angles for wheel A, B, and C. So let's say it's 50 centimeters. We have to adjust minus 71.2. Negative is yellow. Don't mix up the negative and positive values. 70.5. Wheel C has 80.5. Then you simply just open up the brake and you see this nice curved move which you have seen in the previous chapter. If the center of rotation is not straight in front of your lens, you do have a kind of a side offset. So there are two values to deal with. One is the distance in camera, which is positive if it's in front of the reference mark and negative if it's behind it. And then there is a side offset, which is again positive to the right and negative to the left. So in this little example we had in the previous chapter, we wanted to make a rotation around this marked point here. So to get the two values, you just measure the distance in camera direction, which is 2 centimeters, and then you have a side offset of 25 centimeters. Then there's a little program existing as a Palm and an Excel version. It's a free download on the PNS Technique website. You can get it, check it out how it works. It's very simple. If you look at the screen here, we have two values for distance in camera direction and offset to side, and we get the three values for A, B, and C. You can toggle to inch. You just type in the 2 as a camera direction and then minus 25 for the side offset, and here you get the three values A, B, and C. So the only thing that you then have to do is to align those three wheels, and then you can see this is the movement that we had in the previous shot, this curved move coming from one setup to the other. And you can also see it's making a nice rotation around this point that is marked here. This entire sequence was shot on the Skater, but the idea is not so much to replace a conventional dolly, but use it whenever it's faster and more efficient. So in this first shot, basically a board is lying on the floor and it only took 2 wedges to level it. You can also see the board has little borders to avoid the wheels from going off the board. Here the center of rotation is about 1 meter behind the camera, and the laser pointer was used to get a proper lineup. This causes the Skater to make a kind of a curved move, which is adding a bit of a panning feeling to the track. In the second shot we took 2 lowboys with 2 leveling supports and placed the board right on top. And you can see how fast the leveling actually is. And again, the Skater is doing a little curve, and the center of rotation is behind the camera, adding a bit of a panning feeling to it. Here the board is sitting on 2 apple boxes, and the center of rotation is in front of the camera, behind the actor. For the final shot we took 3 turtle bases with pin extensions and 3 leveling supports, and the center of rotation was in the pistol about 60 centimeters in front of the reference mark, and the shot was done on a 24mm lens.